I'm Luke Summerhays, and I love Helioptile. Reptiles, like lizards, snakes, and turtles, are cold-blooded. Their bodies don't produce their own heat the way mammals like us do. This is why lizards can be seen basking in the sun during the day, soaking in the heat to keep them moving into the cold night. All life on Earth draws its energy from the sun, though in this case it's more literal. Similarly, while we have long burned fossil fuels or plant materials which originally gained their energy from the sun, solar power has developed to allow us to directly draw electricity from sunlight. Ancient Greeks experimented with heating water through the sun, and photovoltaic cells have been around since the 1860s, but their efficiency was very low, and their adoption postponed by the abundance of oil and coal. Through the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, solar power has become more mainstream, but it still hasn't been adopted at the scale it probably ought to be. Helioptile is an electric-type Pokemon, which resembles a yellow lizard with a black frill and patterns. It combines the sunlight-absorbing lizard and electricity-producing solar panel into a cute little critter. Pokemon X tells us, they make their home in deserts. They can generate their energy from basking in the sun, so eating food is not a requirement. And Pokemon Sword says, when spread, the frills on its head act like solar panels, generating the power behind this Pokemon's electric moves. The name Helioptile combines the Greek Helios, from sun, with reptile. The Japanese name, Ericteru, contains the English word electric and the Japanese onomatopoeia, teru, for shining, while also sounding a little similar to the Erimaki Tokage, the frill-necked lizard. Pokemon Shield tells us, the sun powers this Pokemon's electricity generation. Interruption of that process stresses Helioptile to the point of weakness. Perhaps Helioptile's stress will be comforted when it holds the power of the sun in the palm of its hand. By giving it a sunstone, it can evolve into Heliolisk. Heliolisk stands on its hind legs and runs in a comical way that looks like a puppet. This movement is similar to the common basilisk, a lizard which is famous for running in such a way that it can slap across the surface of water a short distance. This may explain the lisk suffix in Heliolisk's name, as well as its ability to learn surf. In fact, in new Pokemon Snap, we can see the Pokemon replicate this exact maneuver. The Japanese name is Elazard, combining electric with lizard, or if you're feeling extra French, électrique with lizard. It is indeed a very electric lizard. Pokemon X tells us, they flare their frills to generate energy. A single Heliolisk can generate sufficient electricity to power a skyscraper. And Pokemon Y says, it stimulates its muscles with electricity, boosting the strength in its legs and enabling it to run 100 yards in 5 seconds. Helioptile and Heliolisk are often found in desert locations, making the most of the abundant sunlight to power themselves up. Pokemon Sword tells us, a now vanished desert culture treasured these Pokemon. Appropriately, when Heliolisk came to the Galar region, treasure came with them. This may hint at another origin for the lisk suffix in Heliolisk's name, obelisk. The obelisks in ancient Egypt were monuments pointed towards the sun, and while he wasn't a lizard, that culture did revere the sun god Ra. There were crocodilian deities, Amit and Sobek. It feels like a stretch to tie Heliolisk to them, but it's on its hind legs with the frill unfurled. It isn't hard to imagine this Pokemon on a wall of hieroglyphs and murals. Heliolisk has okay speed and special attack, plus an appropriate suite of moves and abilities to boost its power. But it is far from godlike, never asserting itself as Pharaoh on the competitive scene. I like Heliolisk, a perfect example of Pokemon taking two mundane things in the real world, solar panels and lounging lizards, and combining them into a cool monster with a unique design and an environmental message. Music for Luke Loves Pokemon is by Jonathan Cromie. Artwork for the show is by Katie Groves. If you enjoy the podcast, find out about my other shows at podcastiopodcastius.org. Get in touch on Blue Sky at podcastpodcast, or support the show at patreon.com/podcastiopodcastius. I love hearing from listeners. Up next are Tyrant and Amora, so hit me up about those or any other Pokemon. And even if you don't feel like doing any of that, thank you so much for listening. I love Helioptile. And remember, I love you too.